Hello, Stage 2. Today we're going to continue looking at subtraction, and today we're going to start getting into a variety of strategies we can use. So to start off with though, when we look at adding, what do we know? When we add numbers, we know that the parts that are joining together make an unknown total. So we have the first part, the second part equals how many? Well, we've got 8 in our first part and we've got 5 in our second. So 8 plus 5 is equal to 13. Now let's go back to subtracting. What do we know? When we subtract one number from another, we know the total or the whole amount. We also know one of the parts, but we don't know the other part. So in subtraction, we know the total. We've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 birds in total. And we're taking away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 12 birds in total, taking away 5 of them. How many are left over? We can work that out, and it is 7. Let's look at some strategies to help. When subtracting one number from another, there are many ways to find out the answer. What are some strategies you already know that make it easy to subtract? Instead of sharing it with a friend, I'm going to get you to write it down in the Google Doc after this. One of the first ones we're going to look at is counting backwards. If you're good at counting backwards, this is quite a quick strategy to use. Counting back works best when you only have to count back a few numbers. For example, looking over here, we've got 26 minus 3, we can go 26, 25, 24, and we know then our answer is 23. Think of a number sentence that this strategy would not work so well for. And I'm going to get you to write that down on the Google Doc. Another strategy we can use is counting on. Counting on works best when the gap between the two numbers is also small. It is a way of finding out the difference between the total and one of the parts. Count on from the lowest of the two numbers. So we've got 27, take away 24 over here again, and we need to start at the 25. So we go 25, 26, 27, and then we get our answer. So our answer is 3. Doubles and subtracting 10. Now this is really helpful if you can visualize your hundredths chart in your head. So our question, if you have a look to the side, is 81 take away 10 equals 71. Now when we're working with these larger numbers, we need to look for strategies to help us make it easier. So do you remember your double facts? Don't forget to apply them when we're also using subtraction. So over here, if 6 plus 6 is equal to 12, then just like we were looking at with the fact family triangles, 12 minus 6 is going to equal 6. Again, if 9 plus 9 equals 18, then 18 as our total, take away 9, is going to equal 9. How about subtracting 10 from a number? If you find this tricky, visualize the hundreds board. So we've got over here our 81, and we want to subtract 10 from it. So all we have to do is go up one column on the place value chart, which then over here is equal to 71. Now we're always looking for ways to make it easier for ourselves and so that we can get a correct answer. So some numbers are easier to work with than others. Any numbers that end in a 0 are simple. Let's call these types of numbers zero tails. So when we're looking at using a number line, number lines can also help us when subtracting. They're a tool to help us visualize numbers. So when using zero tails, we want to try and get the first number, the total, as close to 10 as we can. So remember to head back towards the zero tail first. So have a look down here. We've got 14. Now we know that 14, change that color. 14 take away 4 is equal to 10. All right, now we've got a zero tail. And we've got that here. That now is equal to 10 minus 2. 10 minus 2, we can do that pretty simply because we can count backwards, is equal to 8. So if we started our total, which is 14, and go back, 4, 1, my thing's not working very well. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our first 4, and then 2 more. 1, 2. All right, so we've got number lines, we've got counting backwards, we've got counting on. We're going to just do a really quick refresh on fact families, which we talked about yesterday in the fact family triangles, where they looked more like this, and we had our 15, 11, and 4. All right, it's the same thing, just a different way of showing it. So addition and subtraction are very closely related, as we know. They are like members of a family. They are sometimes called inverse operations or the associative properties of addition and subtraction, which means they can reverse each other. Related numbers are called fact families. So here we've got our 15 as our total, and 11 plus 4 is equal to 15. 4 plus 11 is equal to 15. 15 minus 11 equals 4, and 15 minus 4 equals 11. All right, so we could tell 4 stories that would all match this one model here. Story 1. At my party, 11 balloons stayed blown up, 4 balloons popped. How many did I have to start with? So we had 11 balloons that stayed blown up, we had 4 that popped, and so in total, 11 plus 4 is equal to 15. Story 2. At my party, 4 balloons popped, 11 balloons stayed blown up. How many did I have to start with? Now we can see that this is really the same question. It's just said in a different order. So 4 balloons popped, 11 balloons stayed blown up. 4 plus 11 equals 15 as our total. Our third story. There were 15 balloons at my party. 4 of them popped. How many were left? So we've got 15 in total. We took away the 4 that popped. How many are left over? 11. And our last story, there were 15 balloons at my party. 11 stayed blown up. How many popped? We've got 15 in total. Take away the 11 that are blown up. And so we're looking for how many are popped in the end. All right, where does the total go? Don't worry about those numbers in the middle that I've already crossed out. The PowerPoint didn't transfer super well onto the iPad, but we're going to get through this anyway. So we've got, in our first one, we've got 11 parts of our stayed up balloons, plus our 4 balloons that popped, and our total is the 15 balloons. Then we have the 4 balloons that popped, plus the 11 that stayed blown up, and then we have our 15 in total. When we go to subtraction, where is the total placed? This is something that I noticed yesterday, and I want everyone to take careful notice. When we're doing subtraction, the total is always at the start. So we had 15 balloons in total. We took away the 4 that popped, and we are left with our 11 that stayed blown up. Again, our total is at the start. 15 balloons in total. We have our 11 that stayed up. How many popped? The 4. All right, on your Google Doc, I want you to have a go of working out what the relationship between these sets of numbers are. Think of addition and subtraction equations that could help connect them. So these are going on your Google Doc. Okay, again, we had a problem with the transfer of our PowerPoint, so we're just ignoring these numbers down the middle. Don't worry about them for now. But the answers to the question before, if you didn't pause it and do it, I want you to pause the video and do it now. But our first one is 4 plus 9 is equal to 13. Our second one is 9 plus 4 is equal to 13. Our next one is 13 as our total. Oh, it's not working very well. 13 minus 4 is equal to 9. And 13 being our total goes at the start, minus 9 is equal to 4. And then across on the other side, we've got, to start off with, 8 plus 7 is equal to 15 as our total. We've got 7 plus 8 is equal to 15 as our total. Our total is 15, so it's at the start of our subtraction. Minus 8 equals 7, and then 15 minus 7 is equal to 8. All right, that's it for today. I want you to make sure that you fill in the Google document that goes along with this. Make sure you turn it in and let me know what your level of understanding is. Have a great day.